It's really that it's very awkward for people who know you. I would have been here myself before, Andy, if... It's just that I didn't know what to say to you. And frankly, now that I'm here, I can only think to say that I hope you spend the time while you're away and put it to good use and
Listen, would you please just spare the lecture? I've had a belly full of them. Really.
I really didn't mean it as a lecture, Andy. I'm sorry you took it that way.
Oh, yeah, well, it sounded like you were about to break into a chorus of behind every cloud there's a silver lining. Listen, Ed, it's very easy when you're on one side of the fence and nothing is happening to you to sit back and drop pearls of wisdom down on somebody whose luck has just run out.
Luck? Is that what you think happened to you?
I know that's what happened to me.
Luck has nothing to do with committing a crime and getting caught.
My only crime was getting caught, Ed. Come on, please. I just needed a little money to get the restaurant out of the red, that's all. I didn't have any rich and influential friends to go to, so I got some information. I shook down a few wealthy people for a few bucks they'd never miss anyway. I didn't hurt anybody, Ed.
Oh, no?
No.
What about all those innocent people that you've been terrorizing? Take Hope, for instance. She's always thought of you as her friend. And yet you're the person who is directly responsible for that accident that almost took her life, as well as the life of the child she's carrying. And right now, she's in the hospital waiting to give birth to that child.
Ken, I don't want to hear any more of it, okay?
Well, you get the general idea.
I said I don't want to hear any more.
This goes on. Oh, all right. Goodbye. There wasn't any point to my coming here in the first place. Look, I'm not going to say anything about this conversation to your mother, because I think it would just depress her.
Well, maybe you should say something to Vanessa, because I think it would interest her. Oh, yes, I thought that would pull you down a peg or two.
Now, what does Vanessa have to do with any of this?
I think if you have any spare lectures on the virtues of being honest, you could give them to Vanessa, because I think she can use them.
What the hell are you getting at?
You know, I really feel kind of sorry for you, Ed. I mean, first Holly cuts out on you for Roger, and then Rita cuts out on you for Alan. You know, that made for some very spicy reading. Those files were almost so hot I couldn't touch them.
Look, if you want to say something about Vanessa, say it.
Okay, Ed, here it is. I wanted to laugh every time I saw the two of you together. Knowing you thought that you had finally found the woman you could trust after all these years. What a joke. Vanessa was the most deceiving. She lied to you from the very beginning, and she's been lying ever since.
About what?
About what? Well, let's take her famous suicide attempt, for example. Oh, your heart went right out to her, didn't it? But it wasn't your sympathy she was after, it was Ross Marler's. She faked that whole thing for his benefit, and then it backfired on her. True to form, Vanessa was playing games. And from the look on your face, I can see that she's still playing them.
I don't believe a word you're saying. You're just trying to take out some kind of sick revenge on anyone and anything before they put you away.
You don't have to take my word for it. You can just check it out because it's in Sarah's file. Oh, also in Sarah's file was the fact that Henry Chamberlain told Justin, because he didn't think he was going to be able to have his little girl around much longer. Also, your brother knows, Mike, Ed. So why don't you just wake up, Ed? Because everybody's laughing up their sleeves at you because they know how Vanessa is twisting you around her little finger with lies, Ed!
And now, the award-winning Guiding Light. This portion is presented by Bounce. It gets clothes soft, free of static cling, and gives them long-lasting freshness. And by Zest, the deodorant bar that leaves no sticky soap film so you feel really clean.
Yes, but you see, Miss Langley, I'm perfectly well aware that through all your charm and efficiency, you are lying through your teeth, because there's no way in the world that my father would fly out to Chicago without letting our staff there know where he is. So... Miss Langley, let me put it this way. If you don't tell me where my father is and tell me today, I will personally see to it that you are fired. And as for the two of you, I find it more than a little perverse that you have nothing better to do than to hang around and listen to other people's phone calls.
If it's privacy you want, you do have your own office. I don't know why you insist on commandeering Alan's office like this anyway.
Don't use that tone of voice with me.
Vanessa, please leave.
Don't think I don't know why you're so anxious to have me out of here. You want to be behind closed doors with Mr. Bradley. It's a spectacle that I am only too willing to forego. Although I think the two of you deserve each other.
What a performance.
I guess it's me that brings it out in her, huh? When I came in earlier, you two seemed almost friendly. What did you do, shake hands and call the truce?
Are you kidding me? Didn't you hear her closing remarks?
What were you two talking about, Joe?
Oh, who remembers? Let's see. She blew in here in a huff looking for Henry, and I said that you told me that he flew off to Chicago this morning. Now, was that a mistake?
Oh, I wonder why he didn't tell her himself. I mean, Henry knew that Vanessa was in Chicago this morning herself.
Well, maybe, just maybe, might have something to do with those letters that Henry wrote to Brandon Spaulding.
Oh, Joe, I think the information in those letters has gone to your head, All of that happened before Vanessa was even born.
Yeah, that's true. Just think now. For Henry, it might not be over yet.
Poor Barbara. How is that dear lady holding up?
Well, she seems to be doing all right. My brother took her over to see Andy in jail after the hearing, and then she's going to spend the night with my mother.
Well, that's good. I'll try to see her as soon as I get back. And meanwhile, will you please give her my very best?
Yeah, I'll sure do that. Now, I'll let you know if I hear anything at all. Wait, just one second. Now, are you sure that the name was Ryan at the time of the woman's death? Yeah, okay. Now, wait, let me just make a note of that. Okay. Good. Well, I'll certainly check into that. Thank you very much, Henry. Bye.
Well, I don't know who that was on the phone, but I don't know that I deserve the brilliant defense he gave me.
Yeah, of course you do. That was Henry Chamberlain.
Hmm?
And he wanted to know if somebody would look after Vanessa's interests if she goes into the Copper Lantern with Trish. Interested?
I don't know, Mike. I think that place might be jinxed for me. You must have heard Andy's harangue on the subject of Derek Colby on his way out of the courtroom.
Now, come on. Now, that... Andy has to learn that he can't blame the rest of the world for things he got himself into. Did you happen to see Trish's reaction when she saw Andy staring at him in the courtroom?
Absolute terror.
Yeah, well, see, Andy had told her that he was going to get her and even the score, even if he had to do it from behind bars. And, of course, she'd been through so much with the guy that she believed him.
Is there any news on Hope, by the way?
Yeah, I talked to Dr. Sedgwick, and she said that Alan was there, but that Hope was resting comfortably.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Well, mission accomplished. Is Trish staying?
I tried my best, but no luck.
Oh, Trish. You don't know what you're missing. I'm about to light the charcoal.
Oh.
Excuse me, I'll get that.
I'm going to get out of your way, okay? Oh,
Ed. Well, this is a surprise. Yes, I know, Justin. I'm sorry to stop in like this, but there's something I have to check with you before I make a move that I may regret if I don't have my facts straight.
Yes, and only if my own true love was waiting, and if I could hear her heart.
What are you doing?
Come on, Shirley, you must have something better to do than watch me build a barbecue.
Something better than watching you? I can't think of one single thing.
Oh. Oh, what a perfect day this has been, huh?
Mm-hmm. What time is it?
Well, about 6:15. Why?
Well, just think we've been married 28 hours, and we still have tonight, and all day tomorrow, and tomorrow night, before we have to deal with the real world.
Yeah, I know. But we're going to have to leave, like crack of dawn day after tomorrow, because I have to get back on over to Ed's and take a shower.
Oh,
and get out
let's
of the
not
hospital.
think that far ahead, okay? I don't want to make tomorrow go any faster than I know it already is going to.
You're right. Let's stay in the present, because it's so perfect. Now, let's see. The coals will be ready in about a half an hour. So, what can I do in the meantime?
Absolutely nothing, because
Nothing?
everything is all fixed in the kitchen anyway.
Why don't I make a salad?
Because it's in the refrigerator, and the dressing's all mixed and everything.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering the size of those steaks that Ben left us, I'm sure that steak and salad will be plenty.
Well, I thought you'd be hungry. I made a bunch of other stuff, too, and I made a dessert when you were in the shower.
You're kidding.
No.
When did you learn to cook?
Actually, I didn't. But Maggie gave me a couple of tips in the time between when I proposed to you and when we got married.
Now, when did you find the time to cram in a crash course in cooking?
Well, Maggie gave me a couple of quick chats about it, and...
Yeah?
But we won't be able to eat the way you did at Ed's. You know, I mean, we're on a budget. We'll have to eat things like meatloaf and casserole and pasta, like spaghetti and macaroni and...
Oh, my goodness, I can see it now. Growing old and fat together.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know.
Oh, and when we get settled in, I want to have a dinner party.
Yeah?
Just sort of, you know, to sort of thank everybody that helped us with the wedding, like Bert and Hope and Mike and my mom and...
Whoa,
Vanessa.
wait. We're going to have 2 or 3 of those dinner parties. We're never going to fit all those people into our tiny apartment.
Well, then we'll just have to get Ed to build a wing over the garage, won't we?
Yeah, well, I think on that remark, I will go and season the steaks. I like mine rare. How about yours?
Medium well done.
Medium well done, Morgan. That's the surest way I know of to ruin a beautiful steak.
Well, then ruin it.
Ruin
Because I don't want to eat anything that's bloody and raw and...
Oh, well, it pains me to do it. But if that's what you want, I'll put yours on first and burn it to a crisp.
What are you laughing at?
You. And the fact that we just had our first major disagreement, and we've only been married, what, 28 hours, 4 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Well, we'll see you both later. Come on, Jack.
Right.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
What's wrong? Andy Norris just told me something that I'd like you to verify for me, if you can.
All right, but I can't imagine what I know about Andy Norris that you don't.
It's not about Andy, it's about Vanessa. Did Henry Chamberlain ever say anything to you to the effect that Vanessa's suicide attempt was just a hoax that backfired? She was merely trying to make Ross feel guilty for turning away from her?
Yes, he did. Henry told me that night you pulled Vanessa through an emergency.
Okay, fine. Thanks for being straight with me. That's it.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Ed. I mean, Vanessa's feelings ran very deep for Ross at that time.
I know all that, but I also know that Vanessa and I spent countless hours talking about that night, and she never batted an eye. She let me go right on believing it.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Hello. Oh, Ed, I'd like you to make a newcomer to Springfield. Carrie Todd. Carrie, this is Dr. Ed Bauer, Chief of Staff, Cedars Hospital.
My pleasure. It's nice to meet you.
Ross, excuse me.
Good night, Ed.
Gee.
Yeah, what's the matter with Ed?
It's a personal problem, Willis.